Hi, hello everyone. This is RK. Welcome back to my channel Bytecode with RK. If you are new to my channel, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. For notifications, click on bell icon. In today's session, we will discuss about the consumer function interfaces. So far, we have seen what is function interface, how we will write the function interfaces, and what are the different types of the functional interfaces introduced from Java 8 onwards. And now let us see what is consumer function interface. A consumer function interface is an interface which accepts single parameter and returns nothing. So let me interface accepts single parameter and done nothing. Let me open the consumer function interface. As discussed earlier, a function interface is an interface which having at the rate of function interface annotation before the interface, and it should have single abstract. That is the main conditions of the function interface. If we see the consumer function interface, it's having at the rate of function interface annotation before the interface, and it's having single abstract method, that is accept method, which takes single parameter. Right? Consumer is a function interface which takes a single parameter and doesn't return anything. If you observe this one, consumer having single abstract method, that is accept. Accept is by default abstract method only. So this is the single abstract method, and it having one more method called default method. Now the accept method having single parameter, it takes single object as the parameter. Okay. Now consumer having two methods. One is the first one is accept method, and the second one is default, that is and then method, and then method. Okay. Now I'm writing example one. Accept method one, right? Instead of button, I can make it as a consumer with abstract method. So I'm trying to create this method. Inside the method, I'm writing the consumer with the generic types like into string, like that. Consumer of string c1 equal to. So I'm importing the consumer interface, and it is available in Java8 package. Now if you see what is a function interface, function interface is an interface which having single abstract method, okay, and having any number of static or default methods. Now what generally what the function interface do means, it provides the implementation for the abstract method of the function interface. In this case, if you see here, consumer is a function interface. Now we are going to provide the implementation for the abstract method of the consumer function interface. Now I am going to provide the implementation for the accept method. Okay, uh, the implementation I am providing is using lambda expressions. Here I am providing the lambda way of implementation. So here lambda style is like parenthesis followed by arrow mark and then curly braces. So since consumer is accepts single parameter, if you see here t is the reference type, so that is taking param as input param. That's why I'm passing single parameter here, param1. So consumer takes single parameter and doesn't return anything because accept method is void, so it doesn't return anything. That's why I'm not returning anything, I'm just printing the statement. Consumer abstract, that is accept. On the two lowercase. Okay, now I'm passing the parameter to the c1 using accept method. If you see here, I have created a consumer c1 of type string, and here whatever the 3 lines of code, whatever I am writing here is the providing implementation for the abstract method of the function interface. Here the function interface is consumer. I am providing implementation for the accept method of the consumer. This is the accept method. The entity is abstract method, and this is the accept method. For this accept method I am providing implementation here, and it accepts single parameter, that is nothing but param1. Here consumer also accepting and doesn't return anything void. That's why I am not returning anything, I am just printing the statement inside the consumer c1. With the consumer c1 I am passing some value in uppercase, that is in the bytecode. With rk I am passing in uppercase through a accept method. Now what it will do means bytecode with rk will goes to the param1. It will be passed as input to the c1, that is param1. So the value will be assigned to the param1, and param1 internally he converts to lowercase. I am passing here as uppercase, so param1 in consumer c1 it will convert to uppercase using two lowercase method of the string class. Okay, so let me run this one. If you see, we are passing uppercase letter and then we are getting the result as a lowercase. Okay, this is with the consumer with the accept method. Now let us see the second method, that is the consumer with the default method. Now let's see consumer with the default methods. I am creating this method also. What is and then method? And then method is like it is the default method of the consumer function interface. So and then it returns the consumer type and also accepts the consumer type. So it will execute the in a sequence. Suppose I have a couple of consumers and I want to execute all of them in a sequential, then we should use the and then method, and it is the default method. First consumer will be executed first, and then after consumer will be executed in the sequence. An example, let me take an example for the with the default method and then method. So I'm taking the same, instead of string I'm passing here 10, and it is of integer type. to work with the default method, and then I need two consumers references, so I'm creating one more here, c2, c1, c2. Now if you see this one, and then method, the default method of the consumer function interface. So for that I have created a method, static method, consumer with the default method. If you come to this method, as per the definition of the and then method, so it will f1 and then f2. First it will execute the f1 function and then execute the f2 function. Okay, this is the like a sequential order. First executes f1 and then executes f2. Okay, for that I need to consumer function interface f1 and f2. If you want to work with more than one function interface in a sequential order, then we use this method. So I am providing implementation for the consumer with the default method. If you see here, I have taken two consumers, that is consumer c1 and then consumer c2, okay, which is of type integer. Both are integer type. Now I have created a first consumer c1, which takes a single parameter and then just multiplying with the itself, the param itself. I am multiplying param 1 into param 2. Okay, so it will give the square of the given param. Okay, and I have created a consumer c2 of type integer. It takes single parameter and doesn't return anything. That's why I am cubing it, multiplying param itself with thrice. Now I am passing 10 as input. Okay, first it will as per the discussion, f1 will be executed, right? c1 here, the reference is the first consumer function interface c1. So I am passing 10 as input to the c1 will execute first and give what it will give result. It will take 10 as the input param and it will do the multiplication itself and gives 10 into 10, 100 it will give result. Okay, and next, and then after that this is over. Okay, and the next sequence what we have, c2 will execute next. If we come to c2, it will accept again 10 as input. Okay, so it will multiply internally inside the c2 and give the cube of the number, means 10 into 10 into 10. So we will get 1000. Now let me run this program. See, z1 first taking 10 and returning the result. Okay, and c2 taking 10 only, but I am doing the cube of it, so it will give 1000. 10 into 10, 10 into 10 gives 1000. So this is about the default method of the consumer. So we can also write consumer with custom objects. Okay, so far we have seen consumer with the generic types like integer, string and all. Now we will see the consumer with the custom objects also. Let me create this method. Created this method. Before that I would like to see, I have already created two classes. One is the player class, 6 variables declared inside it, that is number, name, runs, 4, 6s and matches. Okay, it's having default constructor, parameters constructor, set, get, match and two string method. Okay, and with this player class I have created one more class data source. In that I have a static method, that is get data, whose return type which returns list of players. Inside this get data method I have created a list object with the player as player types, and I have added all the players to the players object, and I'm returning the players object. Okay, this is the so I have created a custom object players, and I am adding a list of players in the data source class for the method get data. Okay, now I want to work on this custom object, that is players class. Okay, consumer of list of players. I am creating a consumer of type C1, consumer C1 with a list of players type. Okay, I am just importing the list from the java.util package, and it's players. I am importing the custom object, that is players class. Okay, and I am providing abstract implementation of the accept method in lambda style. Okay, I am taking list of params, that is consumer accepts single param, right? That's why I'm taking single param, and it doesn't return anything. So I'm accepting param 1. I would like to print each player details. For that I am doing param 1 dot stream dot pipelines, doing the pipeline of operations. For now just remember I'm just using the stream method. So in the coming sessions we will discuss more about the streams and stream methods. Okay, for each dot for each. So if you see here, so far here I have provided lambda style implementation, but here I have written method reference style. Sysout is the class, object is the print stream, and then I am writing the print method. I am just calling directly print method. Okay, this is like and c1 dot accept list of players. Data source is the class. From that I am having get method. So data source dot get data means I am just returning list of players. Okay, that list of players only I am passing as input to the consumer. For the consumer with the custom object method. So this data source dot get data will gives the list of players. So that list of players I am passing as input to the C1 of consumer type list of players. So it was printed internally. I am taking that input and then streaming it, and then printing each player. Okay, using for each loop. Let me run this one. You can see here it was printing list of players. Okay, so far we have seen what is consumer function interface, how we will write the consumer function interface, and what are the ways of the consumer function interface, and also we have discussed abstract method, accept method, and the default method, and then method, and also we have discussed the custom object with the consumer function interface with example. So up to this it is fine, and now you may get a query like when to use consumer function interface. Consumer function is used when we have a requirement like you need to pass a single parameter, and you don't want to return anything. In that case we will use the consumer function. That is Wherever you have a requirement like we should pass some value and you don't want to return anything, then we should go for the consumer function interface. So this is all about the consumer function interface. If you have any queries on the consumer function interface, please comment below. And if you are looking for more videos, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. For more videos, click on the bell icon. See you in the next session. Thank you.